Tonight, we're going to go beyond the headlines of a crisis. We're not looking at maps of military strategy. We're focusing on the story of a single building, on one ordinary street, where the reality of modern war arrived in an instant.
And that right there, that one idea, frames everything we're about to explore, is to shift from an abstract conflict to the deeply personal cost of it all.
So, to really understand what was lost in that moment, we first have to understand the place itself, not just as a dot on a map, but as a living, breathing community.
Now, that phrase, densely populated, is absolutely key. Bnei Brak isn't some remote area. It's a city where life is packed in tight. It means that any impact, any strike, is immediately felt by a huge number of people.
You know, this was a neighborhood that was defined by the simple rhythms of daily life. The sounds of kids playing in courtyards, neighbors bumping into each other on the stairs, just the quiet hum of a community. A place that only moments before all this was just normal.
And then, in a blink, all of that normality was just shattered. The change from peace to chaos wasn't slow. It was sudden, and it was absolute.
Everything, the routines, the feeling of safety, the very structure of home, it was all gone in an instant.
And right away you see the human toll. According to Israel's emergency services, 8 people had to be taken to the hospital for minor injuries from the blast. It's the first, most basic measure of what just happened, counted in the number of people who were hurt.
You know, what comes after a sound like that, after the explosion, is something just as profound. It's this strange, heavy silence, thick with shock and just disbelief.
Inside that building, the story is told by what's left. Private rooms suddenly open to the world. Walls that were meant to protect are just broken, and people's personal belongings are all mixed in with dust and wreckage.
But here's the thing. Outside on the street, it wasn't panic. The sources all describe something different, a kind of quiet, collective shock. People just standing there together, looking up at the damage, trying to figure out how their entire world could change so completely, so fast.
And this one image, it just captures the whole heart of the story. In the middle of all that chaos and destruction, you have this one single, quiet act. A man carefully checking his religious books. It's this powerful attempt to find something sacred, something whole, right in the middle of all the ruin.
But then, out of that stillness, a kind of practiced order starts to take over. This is what a drilled emergency system looks like in action. First responders show up, they secure the area, and they begin that careful, methodical work of checking the building, floor by floor, to make sure no one is trapped.
But in the middle of all the shock and the emergency response, there's this one huge question hanging in the air, right? Why here? Why this random residential street? To get that, we need to zoom out a little and see how this one address fits into the bigger picture.
See, this didn't just happen out of the blue. It was clearly part of a pattern. Just one day before, a missile hit a strategic target, oil refineries. The very next day, the target was a home. This timeline shows a really rapid and really clear shift.
And what this incident shows us, really, is just how much warfare itself has changed. Conflicts aren't just fought on some distant front line between armies anymore. Today, the battlefield is the city, the neighborhood, the apartment building. And victory, well, victory is often measured by how much you can disrupt everyday civilian life.
And that leaves us with this one final, chilling thought. The old boundaries of war, they've dissolved. For the families in Bnei Brak, and for so many others in cities all over the world, a crisis isn't something you just watch on the news anymore. It's something that can show up right at your front door.